Thanks. I feel like I'm not gonna eat dinner now. Right? Got like a little love affair over there with the bread.